All right, Pax. It took me a second to figure it out here, so I apologize. But so we're just a hair behind the 1400 here that I was shooting for. But okay, so we're live here on the Nation page. Hope you're all well. Grateful you are all joining me, and hopefully we're actually live. Yeah, it looks like we are. Looks like we are. Okay. Looks like everything's banging how it's supposed to here. We've even got a couple of viewers joining us, so that's positive. Welcome, gentlemen. Glad you are all here. Okay. So, uh, what is all this about? Why am I here, and what am I talking about? So you may know we are in the middle of our Accelerate Challenge of F3 Nation. We're the month of acceleration from the F3 Foundation. So it is our time, it is our month to give, to be generous, and to accelerate the F3 mission through impact and generosity. That's what we're here to do for this month. So, what does that mean? Well, it means get off your butts and donate. That's certainly part of it, right? And that's of course what we want. So, and I apologize. I'm on Twitter and I'm on Facebook at the same time, and hopefully this is working correctly. So you've seen the email now. Hopefully by now you've seen it's in your inbox. If it's not in your inbox, then mea culpa. We'll work to fix that, right? But the doahAIR challenge has begun. So let me explain as best I can, and I'm sure that I'll get it corrected at some point, and someone will tell me what I said wrong, and that's fine too. But here's essentially what it is, okay? The doahAIR challenge is this. Well, let me give you a little backstory on it first, actually. Let me just kind of throw out there and tell you kind of what happened. So, we're, president of F3 Nation, so it's important that I'm trying to help and whatever with, with fundraising and all that kind of stuff. And so talking to Scratch and Win, who, as you know, is our executive director, great guy. We all love him. And, well, I used to love him. And I'll tell you why in a second. But he says, hey, last year we had this group of F3 enthusiasts, and we refer to them as our shadowy group of investors, right? Donors. We had this group of enthusiasts who was like, hey, if you get, I can't remember what it was, 500 or 550 donors within a week, we will donate $55,000. And we hit that. And you remember that because we hit that, I promised, and the nation, essentially, all of you guys, thanks, threw me in an ice bath for, I don't remember how long it was for now. Feels like it was probably longer than it should have been, but probably not as long as you would have wanted. But that's neither here nor there. So that was the thinking. And so we were just sitting around and kind of joking around and trying to figure out, because Scratch comes to me and goes, okay, so what are we going to do this year? And I was like, oh, I have an idea. How about nothing? How about that? That's what we'll do. How about nothing? Just get whatever money you can, and why do I have to be involved, right? So he said, no, we really need you involved. You've got to do something, blah, 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 right? Okay, fine. So, he's thinking of ideas, I'm thinking of ideas, and I said, well, I guess, what's bigger than an ice challenge? I said, well, what do you want, throw me out of a plane or something? And that was it. It was over. It was over. I had nothing to say after that, because Scratch was like, that's it. And he latched onto that. And so there we are. So he says, this year, what we're going to do is we're going to get 1,000 donors. This group of F3 enthusiasts has agreed to pay, or to donate rather, $100,000. That is a lot of money. $100,000 if we can get 1,000 people to donate within this week. Not total, but an additional, right? An additional $1,000. That is exactly right, Rollbar. My big mouth got me in trouble again. And most people aren't shocked by this, but it is what it is. I thought I was joking. Anyway, so we currently stand at 662 donors, which, by the way, is fantastic. Couldn't be more grateful. Thank you guys all who have given so far. It's amazing. And moving that forward, thanks, Huck. I know you're not shocked, but nobody really asked you. But moving that forward, right? So yes, uh, everyone has given us great so far, but we have to hit 1,662 donors. That's what we have to do. We have to get 1,000 additional donors. So I see you on their roll bar, and you jump in. Oh, I'm sorry. 1,622 is the total. I see this from the nation or from the foundation now telling me 1,622 donors. That is the number. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Get us to 999 donors, and maybe the shadowy guys will be generous and give them money, even though we didn't hit 1,000, and then maybe I can weasel out of jumping. Because here's the thing, Pax. Um, I'm trying to think of how to describe this or say this exactly. I don't know how I could possibly have less interest in hurling myself from a plane. I don't know how I could have less interest in that. I find the whole concept to be asinine. It makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know why you would do something like that. Um, I'm okay with roller coasters. That's fine. It's not even a fear thing. It's not that I'm terrified of heights. Not necessarily my favorite, right? But I'm not terrified of heights. I'm not terrified of the idea necessarily. I assume it's reasonably safe. I'm sure thousands of people do this stuff all the time, right? I mean, sure they do. So it's not so much that I'm terrified. It's really just more of like I just think this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why would you do that? What could possibly be the value of throwing yourself out of a plane? And so therefore, I don't want to do it. And in fact, I told Scratch and Win, I don't know how many times, I don't want to do it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I think you should throw Slaughter out of a plane. I think you should throw Dread out of a plane. Throw whoever you like, but don't throw me. I don't want to do this. It's not interesting to me. I don't feel like I want to. So forget it. Well, as goes a lot of things in life, they don't always work out exactly as you think that they will. And so therefore, here we are, friends. Like it or don't like it, this is the deal. If we can get ourselves to reach the 1,622 donor mark, that is, excuse me, I think my wife got me a little sick. That is, if we can get 1,000 additional donors, more donors than what we have right now. We have 622 right now, as of as of the time that Scratch and Win told me that it was on like Donkey Kong. So that's if there's more than that now, woohoo! But that's what I'm going for. 1,622. I will be thrown out of a plane. Thankfully, I will have a parachute on, is my understanding. I would hate that to be my last trip, although I suppose anything's possible. I'll give it all for the nation. Now, and I agree, gentlemen, men, South Side in the house. So, look, so here's what I'm going to ask you to do, or here's what I am asking you to do. I don't love the idea of jumping out of a plane. In fact, I hate the idea of jumping out of a plane. I think it is stupid, as I have mentioned. But I love the idea of accelerating men and leadership. And Slaughter says he doesn't think I'll do it. Well, Slaughter, I guess we'll see. Maybe you're right. I don't want to, but if we hit 1,000 additional donors, if we hit that 1,622 number, I have agreed. I will do it. Much like I will. Mooks, that's a good question. My wife, I think, knows. I mean, I kind of maybe mentioned it in passing, so we'll see. And I will jump from the plane. And yes, Wegmans, it will be live streamed next week. As we approach the 1,000, whenever we hit that, as that approaches, and here this is a really funny thing, right? Scratch and Win's got this all worked out. I will be kind of on call, more or less, right? And they are prepared down at the jump site, which is in Chester, South Carolina. I can't remember what it's called now. Carolina Air or something like that. But I will go down there at a moment's notice, and we will be live streaming it. They have videographers there. We've already talked to them, and our boy Sex Lies and Videotape will be there to help stream it. And that's the story. We will be streaming it live. Oh, you know what? That's a really good point that I had not thought of. I just saw a comment that says the plane will be in the air, right? And you may have found me a loophole that I had not considered. Actually, no. The facts are the facts. I have agreed to do it. My understanding is it's somewhere in the neighborhood, and Scratch gave me this stuff, and I don't know where it is right now, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 14, 15,000 feet. They'll take us up, and if we hit the 1,000, I will jump. I will jump. Again, don't love the idea, is what it is, but this is what I believe I have to do for the nation. Because I want that $100,000 because I know how much impact that's going to have. I know how many people can be blessed by that. I know how many men can be unlocked by that. I know how many communities can be improved by doing by getting that money, by having those kinds of funds. So therefore, I'm doing it. The plane will be in the air. It will be 15,000, again, like I said, 14, 15,000 feet off the ground, whatever it might be. I will be strapped to another man. That I did. Probably should have thought that one through before I said it out loud. But it will be a tandem jump. That's what I mean when I said it will be a tandem jump. And I don't really know what to expect, except that I don't think I'm going to enjoy any of it. I think that I do know. So packs of F3 Nation get us to 1,622 donors. Period. So what does that mean? It means, first of all, if you're seeing this and you haven't gone on the donation page yet, look, and this is a donation of any size. It does not matter. Okay, it could be $100. It could be $5. It could be $500. You could join the 43 Club and give $43 a month. Do that. You don't want to join the 43 Club, but you want to give at a monthly level that's lower than that. Give $10 a month. Give $20 a month. I don't care. It doesn't matter, right? But whatever that gift is, make some sort of gift. Donate. If you've already given, I don't know if it counts, but I think it does. I think as long as you've given again this week, you know what? Talk to Scratch on that one. But get yourself in there, make the donation, and then share. Okay, I see some thumbs up. If you've already given, you can give again, and it will count. But share this with your friends. Share it with the packs. Share it in your COTs. Share it in your regional Slacks. Right? Share all of it and say, hey, look, we have to get 1,000 additional men to give so that we can throw Doa out of a plane. Dark helmet. There's plenty of guys in the nation who want me dead. So this ought to be a real easy sell, right? They would love to not have to listen to me ever again. Fair? So let's get them rallied. Let's get the guys together. Let's make this happen because, Pax, I believe so much in what we're doing. I believe so much in what we're trying to accomplish in the world here. As I've said many, many times, this is the best thing for men that could possibly exist. Hands down, bar none, there is nothing else that I think even comes close. And so, thanks, Kitty. I will jump if in fact we hit the 1,000. So tell your friends. Remember that old meme, hide your kids, hide your wife. So this is tell your friends, tell your wife. And I wish you could do it for me too, Kitty. I wish you could because maybe Pax will shave Kitty's beard, fluff his hair up just a little bit, and throw him out as my body double. We'll see. No, I intend to do it, and I've thought about lots of ways to weasel out of this, and I fought pretty hard against it. And no, Huckleberry, I will not carry you on my jump. In fact, I think you might be above the limit of tandem jumping, friend. So, but once I hit the ground, maybe I will. Anyhow, we have 1 week, so roughly. I mean, till we get surpass the goal by 10%, shave your head. Yeah, good luck with that. That ain't happening. I have limits, Kaspersky. I have limits. Okay. So I won't be shaving my head if you get 10% past the limit. However, I will be jumping out of a plane. There you go. That's it. That's all I got. I don't want to do it, but I will do it because I think it's the right thing to do for the men, for the nation. And so I guess what I'll do, I will just leave you with this, and I will just say, men, be generous. Find a way to be generous. Give. Go to the page. Go to f3nation.com. There's a banner there that you can click to have for the campaign there, or you can go to f3-foundation.org. A quick $1 million raised, and Kitty, I tell you what, Uh, we'll talk offline, but $1 million, that's a pretty, if we hit $1 million, we'll see. Maybe we'll do something special. I don't know. But yeah, so go to f3nation.com, click the banner there, or go to f3-foundation.org, click the banner there. Look at the F3 Foundation Twitter feed. There's plenty of instances of it. I will retweet the link as well. But what I really want you to do, guys, is click in there, give something. Give something. Now, look, part of it is because yes, we need money to fund the nation. We need money to send guys down range and to do things like donate shirts to Kenya, right? We need money to do that. Fact. And to have guys go and visit those places, right? We need money to do that, absolutely. But I also think there's something more at play here, and that is we are in a world of very self-focused people. We have a lot of selfishness around us, and I believe one of the ways that we, as high-impact men and as leaders, can combat that is by developing generosity in our hearts and our minds, making sacrifices on behalf of others. And I believe one way to do that is it's a simple way, right? But it is a way, is to give. So log in, give, copy and paste the link to the give site, send it to your mom, send it to your wife, send it to your friends, send it to your employer, because you know what? The matching gift program, Scratch has made it as easy as humanly possible to match gifts with your employer. So if you have a large employer that would do something like that, would match a charitable gift, I mean, good golly, you can double your money right in no time. So 1,000 additional donors from 622 that we have right now to 1,622 that we need, and then next week sometime, whenever that time comes, Monday, Tuesday, whenever it is that you guys hit the 1,000, you will very much throw me from a plane, and I will hate all of the experience. So thank you. That's all we've got for now, boys. And with that, I am Dark Helmet, and I am out of here.